Brian's with us in Cincinnati. Hey, Brian, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you, Dave, for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
I have been offered a buyout from a former company on a pension.
Okay.
And I have a point of view on it, but I was hoping that I might be able to understand your thought process.
How big is the company and the pension? Are they of size, or is this a small operation?
The company is Fortune 250.
Okay.
They currently have an activist investor that's looking to do some financial engineering. Mm-hmm. But the stock's gone up about 15x in the last 20 years.
Yeah. And is your pension in the stock?
No.
Okay.
That's the type of company it is.
I got you. Okay, yeah. Good.
So I have not received the formal offer, but I know that it will be coming in the third quarter. Mm-hmm. Right now, and I've rounded down to make this easy, at 65 years of age, I would receive $2,000 a month. Mm-hmm. And I'm 45, and the buyout offer is going to be for $80,000.
Okay. All right. Without putting it in the calculator and trying to do that on the radio, let me tell you what I will find 90+% of the time. Okay. They use a discount methodology for discounting discounting the future value of that stream of payments to a current value based on your age today. In other words, the $80,000 today would grow to X when you're 65, and that X would create the $24,000 a year. You follow me?
Yes.
Okay. And the difference in the growth rate of the 80,000 from now until 65 would be calculated at 7%, 90% of the time. Maybe 6, but somewhere right in there. It's not going to be 5 hardly ever, and it's almost never going to be 8. Okay? So 6 or 7 right in there. If you put that number into a financial calculator on that stream of payments, that would be what you would generate. Okay? If that's the case, then if you're willing to roll this into a traditional IRA, there's no taxes on it by doing that, and you were to invest it in a series of good growth stock mutual funds averaging north of 10%, then you will end up with more money and more income as a result of more money. Does that you follow me? Because 10 will beat 7, 12 will beat 7, that kind of a thing. And in addition to that, when you die, you don't lose the money. The money goes to your heirs, right? If it's in an IRA. Today, if you die, if you leave it in the pension, you lose the money. Or if there's a survivor benefit to your wife would get some, but then when she dies, the money's gone. But ultimately, the money's gone in a pension when, the people involved die, right?
Right.
And so that has an actual mathematical value that I'm not even putting in the equation. But if you're willing to do that and not use the money and not take a tax hit and cash it all out and buy a truck with it or something stupid, if you're willing to roll it into an IRA and mutual funds, 90% of the time, you're going to want to do this when you crunch the numbers. Now, the way to determine that is sit down with somebody that can run that calculation for you. Go to DaveRamsey.com and click on Endorsed Local Provider, ELP for Investing in your area. One of our guys that we endorse in the investment world can run that number for you in 10 or 15 minutes and show you exactly what the comparison would be, not to mention the fact that when you die, the money survives you.
Well, it's amazing that you said between 6 and 7%. While I was on hold, I just modeled it in a spreadsheet. And if I take that 80,000 and put it in an IRA, I run out of money at age 87. If I get 9% at age 87, I have $1.5 million, and I've also taken out the money.
Yeah. How old are you?
Now? I'm 45.
Okay. But see, the 80,000, did you run it out if you started draining it now or start draining it at 65 after it grew?
Draining it at 65.
Yeah.
So I did apples to apples versus what I would get out of the pension.
Yeah, you got to grow it first and then drain it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and so
your 6.75 was exactly on target.
Yeah, it's because pension law dictates that from a fiduciary standpoint, that's how they handle that stuff. That's why I know that. It's not they're not going to be much off of that because they would be at risk in terms of being sued by somebody in the pension from their fiduciary standpoint. So, they've got to do that, and that's why it shows up so many times when I've run it over the years. So if that's what I'm sure that's the discount rate they're using then, is that 6.75 or somewhere in that range. which tells you if you're willing to invest it in something that's going to do better than that, and the fact that your money survives you, it doesn't die with you, then it's a no-brainer to do a rollover, a direct transfer rollover into an IRA, and a good mutual fund broker with the heart of a teacher can walk you through that. If you don't have one, see one of our ELPs. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show. And so you have to break the cycle. You have to flip this thing on its head and make it behave. You've got to get so fired up and wired up that your broke friends think you've lost your mind.